Hey guys, CryptoSticks here again. I know it's been a while since I uploaded, but in the last video I promised I'll make a complete Solana meme coin trading guide. So this is the video. So the only tool we need is Axiom.trade. I have a link in the description if you want to use it. You get extra cashbacks and lower fees. So yeah, this is the tool we need, and this is the only tool we need. We don't need any other tools to trade Solana meme coins. I'm not going to cover how to get Solana because I assume you know how to get Solana and how to set everything up. So once we get into Axiom, you're going to have new pairs with a lot of shit being posted here that you're going to see a lot of stuff here, but we don't want that. So the first thing I want to cover is filters. So if we go into my filters here, you can see here in new pairs, I have 10, final stretch 13, migrated 10. So in new pairs, the only thing we want to trade is pump fun. We don't want to trade any of these mayhem bags, moonshot candles. These are different launch pads. We don't want to trade them. We just trade in pump fun. So you just want to click select all, unselect all, and then click pump. That's all we're trading. Quote tokens, we only want to trade SOL. We don't want to trade USDC or USD1. Search keywords and exclude keywords. You can leave these. And then in the audit, we have here that I have dev holding max 9%. And none of these are anyway needed, and that's it, just dev 9%. Metrics, I only have 7k market cap. We want to filter out. The way Solana works is the higher Solana goes, the higher market cap the coins launch at, and the lower the Solana is, the lower market cap they launch at. So at the moment at 137 SOL here, we are launching at roughly 4.5k 5k market cap. So I want to give $2,000 of a little room, and then once it hits the 7k, I want for it to appear here, because the majority of coins that launch in new pairs are all scams. They launch straight away and they rogue within the same block or millisecond. In socials, I have everything the same here, nothing here. And then we go into final stretch. So this is your final stretch. So the same here, only pump for bow. So we're only trading pump here. And then for audit in final stretch, we just have max minutes 40, dev holding max 10%, snipers 40%, insiders 30%. If you want to screenshot these, you can. Pro traders is minimum 10. And that's it for the audit. For the metrics, I have minimum AK market cap, and socials I have empty as always. Migrated, it's the same. Pump, SOL. Audit here we have only two things. I think holders 50, pro traders 50, and the metrics here is 20k market cap. Socials is empty. So socials is empty across the board. And then for new pairs, if you want to take a screenshot here, I'll go very slowly here for you. So empty, 7k, empty, 9 for the max dev. And then for this, it's like this. So I'll leave these in the description as well in case you want to use them, but that's for the filters. Now let's talk about new pairs, final stretch, and migrated. So new pairs is as soon as a coin is listed on Pump Fund, it will appear here. Final stretch is basically things that are about to migrate from Pump Fund into Raydium, which is migrated. So migrated is everything that's left Pump Fund from these two and has officially been launched on Raydium. So if we click into any of these, you can see here that the migration market cap at the moment is 56k. So once this token hits 56k, it's going to go from final stretch into migrated, and these are all migrated coins. The way you can differentiate this as well is this little golden symbol, and this is green. So green is anything that didn't migrate. Golden here is anything that did migrate into Raydium. So we never trade new pairs. We mostly trade final stretch. So when we have these filters, you actually get to narrow down a lot of the shit tokens, a lot of the scams that get launched. So if I didn't have these filters here, there'd be coins launching every second, and you don't want to trade these coins that launch every second because majority of them are scams. So let's click into any of these and let's talk about it. So if you look at this, you can see here that this coin launched at 26k. Now that's your first red flag because coins organically launch at 4.6k. So how is this coin at 26k? So the way this coin is at 26k is through bundling. Now if we look on the right here, you can see here that there's 60% bundles here. And if we just make this maximize, this is your bubble maps. So bubble maps is basically, it shows what wallets are linked. So if we click onto this, you can see that this cluster is 66%, which means that 3 wallets here are holding 66%. Now, if we go into holders here, you can see here that he's holding 22%, 20%, 13%, and 4%. So this is a bundle. We do not want to trade bundles because they are going to rogue. So if we just leave this open here, I guarantee you in the next 2 minutes, 3 minutes, this is going to go all the way down to 4K. It's actually going to go below when it launched. So it'll be like all the way here at the bottom. So let's go into Pulse now and let's look at an example of a token and let's analyze it together. So let's look at, let's say this, flying autistic retarded troll. So we click into it. The first thing I want to do is I like to trade 1 second candles or 5-minute candles. It's up to you. I prefer 1 second because I can see the chart better, but if you want to trade 5 minutes, you can. So then we move this up and let's go through the start. So this is your trade screen. This is where all the trades come in real time. You can see here. Positions is your positions if you have a position. Orders is like your pending orders, like your limit order, like a buy order or a sell order. And then we have the holders. So you can see here that there's 65 holders here. So if we look here, the first one is always going to be the liquidity pool. So this is pump fund. This is how much liquidity is in the pool now. And after that, second, third, and on going down is all the holders. So we can see here that this holder here is holding 4%. And this 5 months thing, it shows that his wallet was funded with 3 SOL 5 months ago. So you want to do this is your first thing that you want to do. So first you want to analyze the holders. So we look at the first 10 and we see their balances. So 4 SOL, 165 SOL, 39 SOL, 2 SOL, 0 SOL, 1 SOL, 0 SOL. So we want to make sure that these are all different and that the funding is different. So this was 5 months ago, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, 6 months ago, 9 months ago, and 7 months ago. So you don't want to trade something that has the whole same like zero balances here, because most bundlers will have a zero balance here and they'll all be funded within like the first 2 or 3 minutes. So I'll show you an example here. If we just go into Pulse again, and we go into here and we go into holders, you can see here they actually have their own icon, which is a bundler icon. So you can see here that they have 0.96, 0.96, 0.4, 0.4, 0.96. So these are fake wallets, and you can actually see this by looking at this little symbol. It's a fresh wallet. So that means the wallet was funded 6 minutes ago with 2.5 SOL. So before this wallet had no SOL. And the way we can confirm this is if we click into this and we just click the search icon. Oh, sorry, this is the wrong one. If we just click this will open up SolScan. And we can actually see here, if we click transfers, you can see here that it was funded 7 minutes ago from Kraken. So Kraken is an exchange. So this is a fresh wallet. If it was a real trader, like my wallet has months and months of transactions, it'll be like 100 pages here. And if I put 40 per page, there'll still be another 50 pages or 100 pages because I trade a lot of meme coins. But this is a fresh wallet. So a fresh wallet basically means that it's a new wallet just created and they just use it to bundle. So we don't want to trade things that have a lot of fresh wallets. So if we look up here, we can see there's 1, 2, 3 fresh wallets, but then we can also see here that these are bundlers. So 1, 2, 3, 4 bundlers in the top 10. So we instantly do not trade this. Another thing we need to look at when we're trading meme coins is if we click here, look at the token info. This is very important. So you can refresh here. Top 10 holders, if it's more than 23%, we're not trading that. Def holding, if it's more than 10%, we're not trading that. Usually I don't even trade things that's more than 2.5% of def holding. Snipers is basically people who snipe the token at launch. So you can see 32% are snipers. This is what created this big massive candle here. And insiders are people who basically got insight into the coin. Now 33% bundlers here is basically the same as snipers. You can see they're basically the same. It's basically if you launch and you bundle, you're basically in block 0 here. So you're the first transaction and you bundled a lot together. So that's what that is. Liquidity burned is always going to be 100% if you're trading pump fund tokens, and dex paid is basically if they paid the dex. I'll show you what it looks like if someone has paid the dex. So we can see here it says paid here and the dex is paid. So this is what it looks like, a token banner with all their links and everything. So now that we know how to analyze a token, how do we trade basically? So it depends on your SOL balance. So at the moment I have 10 SOL in this specific wallet. So I'd only trade 10%. So when I'm trading, I'm only going to use 1 SOL. So if you have 1 SOL, you're only going to use 0.1 SOL. And if you have 0.1 SOL, you're only going to use 0.01 SOL. So you're always using 10% per trade. If I have 10 SOL and I put in 8 SOL into a coin and it goes bad by 50%, I'm going to lose 4 SOL. So it's all about risk management. So let's say we look into this coin. So if we look at this chart, we need to learn how to look at the charts. So this one, we're going to not trade because it's fake. So you just open up these, for instance, and I'll tell you which ones look natural and which don't. So this one is bad because look at this. It's up, down, up, down. There's no high lows and there's no lower highs. So it's just basically sideways trading. This is called a farm. So as soon as someone buys, the bundler sells. Someone buys, the bundler sells. So this is fake. This is also fake. This is a very common fake chart. You can see here it launched to 14K. Then I got bundled up again more into 22K. And if you see a chart like this, it's a scam. This is also a scam. This could be legit. We just have to open up here and check the bubble maps. So the bubble maps are relatively clean. It's not fully clean. It's 18% bundled holders. There's still some bundles holding here 3 and 2%. So this could be legit if they sold their bundlers. This one is legit. This is fake. This is fake. This is also fake. And this is also fake. So you can see here, after just checking a few of them, we can see that most of these are fake. Now I'll show you a real chart. So if we look here, I actually traded this coin. It's called Vipers, sorry. So if you look up into this, this is a normal looking chart. This is what you want to see. So you can see here, it launched, it reached an all-time high, it went down, consolidated, reached another all-time high, it went down, consolidated for a bit more, and then it broke another all-time high. So this is a normal looking chart, because when we're trading Solana meme coins, it's PvP, it's player versus player. So someone has to buy and someone has to sell to make money. So the way you make money is by selling on people. So if there's no sells on the chart, that basically means that this is a scam. We want to see big dips like this. This is normal. This is people taking profit. So it's perfectly normal for the chart to go down and then buyers come in again and buy up the token. So this is what a normal looking chart is. Right. So what are we trading? So there's three ways you can trade. You can trade a token that has nothing. So as you can see here, it has no symbols here. That's nothing. We can trade X account token. So if you click into this, this is an X account and you launch the token. And then, sorry. And then we can trade communities. So these little two icons means communities. So if you click into this over here, and then we click this, this is an X community. So we want to trade community tokens. So anything that has the two people is what we're going to trade. So we're not going to trade these because this is just an X account that could be botted with followers and it could be fake. So if we have a look here, you can see here, the CA is for Ethereum, but you launched the coin on Pump Fund, so it's fake. So we're not going to trade any of these. We're only going to trade the two people, which is a community. And if you see a little feather, that's a tweet. So tweets are CT plays, which is basically very hard to make money off, and they're mostly bundled. So if you see this, it's just a tweet. So basically Elon Musk said, cool. This one is some chemo guy tweeted about this token. So we're only going to trade the community tokens. And how do we know if a community token's good? So let's take Vipers, for example. If we click their community here, I'm actually in this community. So you can see here, there's 242 members, and you actually want to see that the community is active. You don't want to trade a token where the community is dead, because there's not going to be any buys at all and the coin's just going to dump. So if we join the community, we want to make sure the name is here and preferably the ticker. Now the ticker is the same, Solana Vipers. Oh, sorry, the ticker is Vipers. So that's okay. It's here, Solana Vipers. And then we always want to see the CA in the description here. So the description here, name is here. So that's two good things. And now we want to see if it's active. So we can see here 1 minute ago, 10 minutes ago, 17 minutes ago, 36 minutes ago. So it's relatively active. So if you like this narrative, you'd potentially be able to buy into this. Now let's look at a different one, which will be a lot worse. So let's say this is alpha. We can see here that there's no CA in the description. There's 69 members. The latest tweet was 2 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago, 7 minutes ago, 8 minutes ago. This is an active community, but the problem is that there's no CA in description. Now I understand that there's a CA here and it's pinned. We want the CA in the description as well. So now that we're looking into Vipers, let's say I want to buy this. So how do we get in and where do we get in? So the majority of times when a coin migrates, which is 56K, so around here it migrated, it's gonna go down. So you can see here, it went up to 48K, it dipped, it went up a little bit, it dipped. So you always want to buy on the dip. You don't want to top last is what it's called. So basically if the price was up here, you don't want to buy up here. You want to wait for it to go down and then buy, so you can just buy around here. So the coin is always going to go down. It's never going to continue up constantly. And if it does continue up constantly, then you know it's a scam. So basically you can see here. So if we're trading now, let's say, this would be a relatively good place to buy, because the all-time, it's not the all-time high, but the previous high was at 93K. So if we buy in 73K, that's buying in at a discount. Now, if we were to buy in here at 93K, just imagine, because the price is going to reverse, it can't go up forever. So if you bought in 93K, you would have been at a, let's say 20-30% loss. Let's see here, you'd be at 29% loss, and then you'd panic sell because you're like, oh shit, I'm 29% down, so I'm going to get out of this position, only for the price to revert back up to another 34%. So you always want to buy low and sell high, and just remember that the price will always go down and you're always going to have a entry. So don't get FOMO, don't be afraid of like missing out on an opportunity. Just be patient and you'll get a good entry. Next is, I want to talk about basically not marrying to your money. So if I place a trade for 1 SOL here, let it run, set a stop loss and just let it run. Don't get married to your coin, let's say, because like, let's say if it's, we buy in here and it goes down 50%, just sell. It's going to be very hard to recover 55%. Don't hold it till it goes to zero. Just take your profits or take your losses and move on to the next coin. Don't bury your one coin and sit at it for 2 hours staring at the chart. There's loads of opportunities out here, so don't get married to your coin and you're gonna make money. So that's basically it. That's like my thought process, I guess, and how I trade meme coins. So like I'd be scanning here, it looks a lot cleaner with filters, and I'd be looking through all these tokens. So like, let's say if I was scanning now, I'd be looking through all this and see anything that catches my eye. So let's say the official 47 coin, click into this, check the community. So the CA is here, name, but you can see here, there's no tweets. There's only 4 members. So I'm not going to buy into this, because if there's only 4 members, who's going to buy this? So this is already a red flag. I'm not going to buy it. I look at the chart. This chart is hella sus for me. It's 8K, 19% bundled. We scroll up. We can see here 3 bundlers here, funded from Binance 6 months ago exactly. All their wallets are empty here. You can see here, we want balances in these. And if there's no balance, then it's usually a bundle. If we can generate a bubble map here and let's see what the bubble map looks like, I guarantee you it's going to be bundled. Yeah, so they have one cluster here for 6%. So we're not going to buy into this. And then we just do this throughout the whole day and see what buys. So use this as an example if you want to look up on Axiom Solana Vipers and just look at the chart, study it, study their X community and see if you would have bought it. So you can see here, even Solana Vipers has a bit of bundles, but that's perfectly fine because we're at 73K now. So there's going to be bundles because most people buy on multi-wallets and they'll come up as a bundle. So if you have any questions or want a specific topic covered, let me know and I'll make a video on it. But yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.